before the fight, are you happy with the time and dedication they put into the training camps in preparation for the bouts? You could speak to them individually.
With my brother, King Kenny, I had 1 year with him to prepare him. And it wasn't really to prepare him for yesterday's fight. It's just overall to improve him on a daily basis, to get him to a point where he steps in the ring and people can turn around and go, he didn't make a fool of himself, that he really took this serious. And despite him not ever having a fight before, despite him not even knowing anything about boxing when he first stepped into the gym with me, for people to turn around and go, wow. Now, that fight there, you know, against FAZE Temper, that they actually looked like little mini pros in there. Like, they didn't embarrass themselves, those two. They really went in there and they were thinking about what they were doing, both of them. They were both calculated. And it was a close fight, I ain't gonna lie. It was a very close fight, to the point where there's controversy, and we love that. We all like a bit of controversy because it keeps everyone talking, and it sets it up for a great rematch, potentially. So, as I said, with my brother, I had 1 year for this, and there's still a long way to go. This is a guy that didn't know how to box. His opponent has been in martial arts his whole life. So the transition for FAZE Temper was easier for him, you know? And actually, when he come out, because these YouTubers, they don't like to give too much away. So there's not much videos on them where I can get a video and prepare them, you know, and see their weaknesses and their strengths and stuff. But when FAZE Temper come out in round 1, I could see by the way he holds himself that he's been in martial arts background for all his life. And that's why it made it a good fight, you know, because obviously I've trained my brother, trained him seriously, you know. And another thing I have to give my brother credit for, most pro boxers, right, wouldn't take a southpaw opponent for their first fight. And not only was he a southpaw, he was 6'4".
And you had no footage of him.
And no footage of him. And my brother's 6 foot, you know? So, yes, there's going to be mistakes. Of course, he's never boxed before. He's going to have all the nerves, adrenaline. Like, that takes a lot of balls. Not a lot of pro boxers can handle that kind of pressure. To walk into Wembley Arena with his UK fans and that reception he got, and then to get in there and compose himself, you know, and then win. I don't care if people thought there's controversy on their side, that they thought they won, and everyone thought they won. You know, it's their YouTubers, man. This is them two put on a great fight. So respect to FAZE Temper, he brought it, man.
Well, just staying on that fight, so I understand there was a winner takes all. Was that actually true, or was it just talk before the fight?
I'm not sure, bro. I don't get involved in all that stuff. I'm just simply there to train and guide my brother. All that stuff, they deal with it, you know? Yeah. I just keep it strictly training, man, strictly training. But yeah, that fight, it was a good fight. Out of all the fights on the show, I think that was the most interesting matchup, you know? And, you know, I'm not denying that it was a very close fight. You know, there was some rounds was very hard to score, because Temper, as I said, his base and the way he holds himself, it looked more developed. But the punches he was throwing, yeah, he was landing a few punches, but I think my brother wanted it more. He just wanted it more. He had the hunger in him. Even when Temper wanted to go toe-to-toe, my brother you could just see it in his eyes. He just wanted it more. And I think he was landing aggressively at times. He was landing a jab to the body. Because we're in this YouTube world, mate, a lot of YouTube fans don't understand the details that go into boxing. All they see is who wins and who loses. So if they think someone wins, they don't want to hear about all the details and stuff like that. If they think someone won, that's all they're going to talk about. They won, it's rigged, it's a robbery, this and that. I mean, how much controversy is there in professional boxing?
Let's not start with that.
You know, so what I'm trying to bring to the table, what I want to bring to the table now I've crossed into this world is to try to, with respectfully, you know, you're going to get hate, you're going to get people that say things, but I just want to give people a bit of knowledge behind boxing. You know, I've been in this game my whole life. I come from a family of professional boxers. I train pro fighters. So it's about giving these fans, you know, some knowledge about the sport. It's not so simple as getting in the ring, throwing a bunch of punches, and, you know, automatically that person wins a fight. There's a lot of small details that go into it. And that's why it was a very close fight. Very close fight. And that's why, yeah, if there's a rematch, then why not?
And how much did it mean to you, brother, obviously winning, you know, with all that build-up and getting the result, and, you know, what's he thinking of doing next?
Listen, as I said, I've surrounded him around my pro fighters, right? And my pro fighters are good future world champions, you know, high level, undefeated. And I've surrounded him, I've immersed him in that, so he can build that mentality. That's why when Temper did have success, it didn't phase him. You know, a lot of people would have got phased by, you know, some of the stuff that Temper was doing. As I said, he held himself good. He had good little triggers. So it was a good even matchup. But he's taken this sport very seriously. Even the build up to the fight, it was just like he was acting like he was a veteran in boxing, with down to what he's putting in his body before the fight, the right fuel, getting enough sleep, you know, not letting the nerves mess up his sleep patterns, you know, walking around with confidence, enjoying the moment. He actually enjoyed the moment. He studied the craft, he studied, and not only studied on himself, he would ask me, what other fights can I watch? What can I do to improve this? I love when people do that, because it means they're taking the sport serious. So my brother is really dedicated. I'm really proud of him, because, as I said, when he first started with me, he knew absolutely nothing. He didn't even know how to hold himself. He didn't have any rhythm, didn't know how to jab. And to see him on that stage there, you know, because that's a lot of pressure in front of his fan base as well, in front of the beta squad who he's a part of. That's a lot of pressure, man. And he, despite controversy, despite it being a close fight, you know, he can be proud of himself for what he's done. And he's only going to get better from here. FAZE Temper has had all the experience through martial arts, so it's been easier, the transition. So the more and more Kenny's in the gym and trains, the easier it's going to get for him. You know, look where Jake Paul started, man.
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Got a Showtime contract.
Yeah, exactly. You know?
So I bet it's a humbling and, like you've already said, a proud achievement, just, you know, watching your brother win.
Exactly.